Pretty Dece, here we go. Facebook.com/Pretty D Show. It's time to geek out with Josh, your host. What's up, everybody? I'm Josh Meek, the Uber Geek. This is Pretty Dece, and I just saw Wonder Woman, and without further ado, Wonder Woman is a truly great movie, full stop. I think it's the best DC movie since The Dark Knight. You know, I've liked a lot of the movies that have come since then. This is on a different level. I really hope that this is sort of the tone going forward for the DC movies. I hope it's setting a bar for the Justice League and on from there, because this was fantastic. I think it really kind of strikes that tone and balance that Marvel movies seem to so effortlessly hit, in that it wasn't overly dark and gritty, but it also wasn't so light and fluffy that it became cheesy. It was earnest, it was genuinely funny, it had heart, and it had substance. That lack of substance is one of my biggest complaints of Zack Snyder's work, which is, one of my biggest things that I was worried about going forward in this new, DC movie universe. Now, Zack didn't direct this film, but he is credited with the story, and I'm happy to report that the story is one of the most incredible, strong suits of this particular film. In fact, I think it made me finally appreciate and understand Wonder Woman as a character. I went into this movie probably the least excited for a superhero movie that I had been in a while. I still wanted to see it, but it wasn't something I was like bursting at the seams with anticipation for. It was just, oh yeah, it's the new superhero movie. Let's go check that out. Coming out of it, however, I found that, of course I loved it. I wasn't anticipating it going in because Wonder Woman had always kind of been a character that I couldn't really relate to. She seemed distant. She was this Amazon, and she kind of seemed uppity about it a little bit. That's how she's written in the comics, as this sort of aloof character looking down at these humans. This version of Wonder Woman, however, did an amazing job of painting Diana as this extremely relatable and sympathetic fish out of water. The movie is at its best in moments where Diana's seemingly simple way of thinking about things serves to put the rest of the characters in their place. There's one particular scene where Diana is scolding the leaders of the British Army about doing the right thing and people's lives mattering, and she ends with saying, just shame on you. And that it's powerful. It's actually a powerful moment, and you see that we're so caught up in these politics, we're so caught up in the things that we do in the machinations of war that it just comes down to a simple human lives matter. And it really, really is a great moment in that film, and makes you care about Wonder Woman as a character. Really, at the core, this movie is about love. That's the thing I think I was missing from Wonder Woman's interpretations before. She's essentially another version of the classic Superman story. She is an alien in our world, and she learns to love us, flaws and all, as a species. And she chooses to protect us because she sees good in all of us. She sees the potential where others don't. And that is the thesis statement of this movie. The villain of the film sees humanity as something that needs to be eradicated, something that needs to be wiped out. And Wonder Woman basically has to go through the process of figuring that out for herself. Does she agree? Is humanity worth saving? Are they even worth her putting up a fight for? And yeah, again, it comes down to love. And I think that's really, really cool. I loved that was an aspect of the film. I won't get all spoilery into this storyline because, of course, the movie just came out, but I will say that Chris Pine's character is an incredible, integral part of this film. He makes a perfect foil to Gal Gadot's Wonder Woman. He is the light, aloof character for her very serious Amazonian attitude in a lot of ways, and he does a really, really good job of just being incredulous at some of the things that she says and does throughout the movie, which is great. Now, Gal Gadot, for her part, is also incredible in this role. Many things that would come off as cheesy on paper are completely and utterly believable coming from her. Anyone else in that role would not have done nearly as good of a job. She is fantastic. The ensemble cast is also really great. The motley crew that ends up supporting Diana get limited screen time, but they all get their moment to shine, and they get their moment to show us who they are as people, which is really, really great. So all in all, Wonder Woman is a truly, truly great film. Please go see it if you haven't already. And when you do see it, please call in using the call-in button in the Anchor app and let me know what you think about Wonder Woman.